Good day to you. Happy Friday. Happy Friday the 13th, really. Oh, it's a good time to be alive. Anyways, this is your week ahead. I have to look now. The 15th through to the 21st. I should write that down so that I'm aware. No, 21st. What am I saying? 15th through to the 21st. Good grief. Anyways, hello, Carmack. Good to see you. I'm going to get started with Aries. There are no clarifications, running all the way down to Pisces. Week ahead, I do give my feeling on the card along with any channeled messages that come my way. So take what resonates and leave what doesn't. There we go. Feel free to watch other placements. Sun, moon, rising, Venus, and or cross watch for somebody you're dealing with. All right. Week ahead for the sign of Aries. Okay. All right, Aries. Overall energy for this upcoming week. Hello, Michaela. Did I say that right? It looks like Michaela. Unless I said that wrong. If so, apologies. Hi, Vicky. Okay, Aries. Overall energy for this upcoming week. We have number 34, door to personal healing and happiness, pertaining to number 1, main male. So I feel like there could be you healing and finding happiness. Now, whether it's with this main male or because of this main male, we will find out. We have a 9 of Cups in the reverse. Interesting. So, interesting. And we're not clarifying. So, I feel like you're not getting your wish fulfilled. It feels more also like you haven't necessarily been emotionally sovereign. Like maybe you've been looking towards somebody to fill your cups up. And it feels like somebody like poked holes in your sails. Now, you could be this main male who's opening the door to personal healing and happiness, and it could pertain to somebody completely different, and or you're a female and it's pertaining to this main male and they poked holes in your sail, not getting your wish fulfillment. But we do have the Sun. Happiest card in the deck, Leo energy. The Sun is interesting because it's one of two things. Happiest card in the deck, of course. It is abundance, prosperity, creativity, joy, happiness. But it also illuminates. And what it feels like it might be also illuminating for you is the 10 of Cups. Now, the 10 of Cups is, again, one of the happiest cards in the deck. It's unconditional love. It is a feeling of coming together with family. But in this essence, so we're going from a 9 in the reverse to a 10. And I feel like what it is that you're being shown is you're more looking for a 10, but it doesn't come from somebody else. It feels as though you were leaning on a person to make you happy, and that's not necessarily the way that we find our happiness. We must fill our own cup up first, right? Because this doesn't feel very emotionally sovereign. In the reverse, it feels like you were leaning on another person. I feel as though what it's illuminating is that you do have love, be it family, friends, things of that nature. For some of you, very few, there could be an energy of you healing a situation with another person. But again, with the lack of emotional sovereignty, one wouldn't know how long that would last. So, in the underlying energy, that which is happening beneath the surface that you may or may not be aware of, we have number 3, blossoming abundance, pertaining to number 7, a message. Okay. So this is when it gets really exciting. I'm just kidding. We have the Empress, Taurus, Libra energy. You could be dealing with an Empress. You could be embodying that energy. The Empress is all about new beginnings, fertility, and creation, right? Prosperity, abundance, turning your dreams into reality. But then we have the Devil, Capricorn energy, so we have a new beginning, but we're attached to Devil energy, which tells me yet again that if there is a coming back together, unless you start shifting and doing the work to energetically expand and ascend, you're going to create the same exact situation. Devil is codependency. It is addictive behaviors. It, whatever the case may be, the list goes on and on. It's shadow energy. We all have it. And then we have the Two of Swords, which is being unwilling or unable to make a choice or a decision. So you do have blossoming abundance, but I feel like it's, again, attached to a message. I feel like it's attached to maybe this person communicating with you or this person reaching out for you. I feel like your happiness at this point seems to be reliant on a person, place, or situation. In this instant, it feels like a main male. We do also have a Two of Wands, which I feel like it's the minor arcana of the World card, is inevitably at some point you're going to hopefully make that choice to turn your back on that old energy and move into the new. Aries, I see myself enjoying perfect well-being. I see myself in perfect health with absolute prosperity and invigorated with life. I'm appreciating this physical life that I wanted as I decide to be a physical being. It is glorious to be here making decisions with my physical brain, but accessing the power of the universe through the power of the law of attraction. All right, I'm going to shuffle, read the chat, and move on to Taurus. It's cold today. I was expecting yet another 70-degree day, and it is definitely not feeling 70 out there. You like the cold? No, thank you. I don't need it hot, but it'd be nice to not have to bundle up to walk outside. Oh, that's right. You're working hard while listening to me. Working hard or hardly working. See, I wouldn't mind 70s, mid, 75. 75 and call it a day. Right now, I don't know what the temp is. I think it was supposed to be 69, 70, but it's cold and windy and dark. It's dark out looking. All right, Taurus, where are we at? Taurus, the week ahead, the 15th through to the 21st, I do give my feeling on the card along with any channel messages that come my way. So take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Feel free to watch your other placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and or cross-watch for somebody that you are dealing with. Oh, sometimes I just want to pull that card out of the deck. I feel like we get it a lot. I mean, it makes sense, but you'll find out in a minute. Any guesses? Good grief. All right. No guesses. Okay. We'll move along then. Overall energy, Taurus, is you have 35, first chakra archangel Michael, and number 40, sixth chakra archangel Metatron. And it's pertaining to a false person. So this could be both your energies or somebody you're dealing with. The first chakra is about your stability, your security, your ground. It's like the first chakra, which is kind of fight or flight, all about the 3D. The sixth chakra is your third eye. So clarity, sight, spiritual gifts, things of that nature. And it's pertaining to a false person. You could be the false person. It could be somebody that you're dealing with. I feel as though intuitively you're being led and guided on some level, but there's something that's keeping you fear-bound or stuck in fight or flight kind of energy. And frankly, I almost feel like you could possibly be the false person. We'll keep going and then we'll for some of you, there could be some kind of a timeline jump taking place. We have a Two of Wands, the minor arcana of the World card. So to me, this is about turning your back on the old and moving towards the new, which if we're splitting energy like that, it definitely could be that you are or have been in this fight or flight, and then you take this like literally time jump. That's not some small, normally you move up each level slowly, right? Over a lifetime, if you will. But this feels like a major shift, a major change. And again, I'm reading this as if it's your energy, but if you need to flip the roles or you're like, no, I'm totally open and this person's very fight or flight energy, put it how it resonates for you. But I definitely feel like you are closing an old chapter because we have the Fool card, Aries Aquarius energy, which is taking a leap of faith, a new journey beginning. With a Three of Pentacles, some kind of a collaboration, most likely pertaining to work, although sometimes that does lead to more. There's something, okay. There's something that is being hidden from you. Now, whether it's people talking about you or making decisions behind your back, but I also feel like you're the false person. I feel like you're acting, well, I heard a fool, but I feel like you're acting as if, fearful, fight or flight, woe is me, I don't know if I'm going to be able to, X, Y, or Z. And in reality, that's not the case. It almost feels like there's clarity and truth and understanding. I heard something is amiss. In your underlying energy, that which is happening beneath the surface that you may or may not be aware of, we have number 9, broken heart, which in this specific deck, this energy represents that it's healing. It's not like this just happened. This is something that's been healing over time. Pertaining to number 7, message. Interesting. I wonder if the message is coming from your truth or clarity or what have you. We have a 7 of Pentacles. These are seeds well planted. And when it talks about seeds well planted, it means that you're looking back to see the seeds waiting, in essence, for them to start blooming and bearing fruit. But there's something pertaining to the 6 of Cups, something pertaining to your past. Could be a person coming back around from the past, or it could be just a reminiscence on the past. But I don't feel like this is a good reminiscence. I feel like there's a focus on the past, on the seeds that you had planted, pertaining to a certain situation or life in general, the roads that you had traveled. We have a 5 of Wands, which is all about drama, chaos, and it's also very much about energy leak. So especially when you're looking back at the past and thinking about this and thinking about that and what about this and what about that, your energy, that what you think about is where you are directing your energy. So if you're not paying attention to your thoughts and you're constantly thinking all these things, your energy is that's what I call the energy leak. I don't know why mine keeps freezing. That is so weird. I'm not frozen on your side, am I? I don't think I am. Anyways. I feel like your negative thoughts are keeping you on a cycle. And I feel like whatever the heartbreak is, it's almost like you're planting the seeds to keep it alive. You're continuously looking back. You're continuously focusing on the drama, the chaos. And as far as the false person, it's either your energy being in this fight or flight, which would again be like victim victor. It's either your energy that it's like you're lying to yourself or you're fooling everybody around you or something. Like you're the one, you've got all this great potential, but it's like you're dragging yourself down with this lack, with this whatever past situation, and it's taking longer for the healing process. The message, I feel like, is coming from the intuition, the clarity, the truth, that it's time to, okay, I heard grow up, but that it's time to move on. That it's time, like you have all this opportunity, stop planting the same old seeds kind of energy. All right, Taurus. I can reach for a better feeling thought. There you go. Yes, you can. Okay. From your non-physical vantage point, you understood the eternal evolving nature of your being and the promise that this leading edge contrasting environment held. You understood the powerful law of attraction and the fairness and accuracy with which it responds to the free will of all creators. By reaching for the best feeling thought you can find, you will shiver with exhilaration as you reconnect with your purpose, with your zest for life, and with you. So, in essence, the better the thought, the better life will be. So, quit reminiscing on past. I heard the past destruction. And frankly, nobody did anything to you. It was something you created, and you continue to create every time you think about it and dwell on it or remember it. You're recreating it. I'm just going to stop that because it's not loading for me. All right, I'm going to shuffle and move on to Gemini. You're so funny. No, it wasn't the devil card. It was the false person. I swear that false person card comes out all the time, it seems. Which again, you know, if you're playing victim or victor or whatever, that would be false person. It's and it again doesn't necessarily mean that it's consciously doing it, although some people do try to manipulate that way. Okay. Gemini, I keep looking to the phone to tell me what time it is. Gemini, week ahead. The 15th through to the 21st, I do give my feeling on the card along with any channeled messages that come my way. So take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Feel free to watch your other placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and or cross-watch for somebody that you are dealing with. Nice. Can I be a Gemini? Oakley dokley, Gemini. Overall energy is number 47, the thinking woman. Pertaining to number 4, courtship. So, Gemini, I feel like you're in your own energy. The thinking woman to me is air energy. Just make sure we're not overthinking or overanalyzing. And it's pertaining to a courtship. Now, courtship can be a lot of things. This day and age is kind of dating, you know, whatever. You have beautiful cards. Like, I don't mind being a Gemini. I'm totally not a Gemini at all. But we have the star, which I guess I have to cover that one. Aquarius energy, which is wish fulfillment. And, I heard advancement. Also having faith in the future. And then we have the Judgment card. I think these are all covered. Scorpio energy. The fog is covering them. Which is all about surrendering and moving in a new direction. It does sometimes talk about somebody coming back around from the past as well. And then we have the Sun card, Leo energy. So I definitely feel like whatever this courtship is, now, being in the energy of the thinking woman, man or woman, it doesn't matter. I feel like there could be a possibility that there could start to be some overthinking and overanalyzing. Curve that and just think the positive thoughts. I feel like this is positive. We've got wish fulfillment coming in as well as having faith in the future. The Judgment card tells me that surrender and, in essence, move in a new direction. But the new direction doesn't mean Leanne. The new direction, well, it could be Leanne, but the new direction doesn't necessarily mean move away from what it is that you desire. It means if you're overthinking and overanalyzing, you're surrendering, and the moving in the new direction is to just go with the flow. And again, there could be somebody coming back around, but I'm not being given a card specifically on who that might be. So take it how it resonates. And then the Sun, happiest card in the deck, joy, happiness, prosperity, abundance, and creativity. I feel like, I heard I'm high on life. So I feel like you're feeling pretty darn good. In your underlying energy, that which is happening beneath the surface that you may or may not be aware of, we have number 15, appreciation, pertaining to number 33, concern. Wow. So your underlying energy of appreciation and like feeling grateful, probably because everything out here is going swimmingly amazing. But that concern feels like we're tipping the scales kind of into, it's almost like nothing wrong's happened, but I'm going to start thinking that what if? And in essence, you're going to create the what if. I will say we have Empress energy, which is being able to turn your dreams into reality. It's a time of fertility, Taurus, Libra energy. You could have that in your chart, but if anything, I feel like you're embodying this, and or it's just the energy of creation and a time of fertility. So make sure that you kick those concerns to the curb where they belong and stay in that energy of appreciation. With the Three of Wands, I feel the Three of Wands is maybe why there's a little bit of because the Three of Wands is waiting for your ships to come in. There's a time you're kind of having to, okay, I'm feeling good, but it's not here yet. So you got to feel good for the reason and only reason because it feels good to feel good. And the rest will fall into place. And as long as you're doing it because you enjoy feeling good and not because you're hoping that it's going to attract something in, the whole idea is to stay in that good feeling because it feels good. Because if you do something for the purpose of another thing, you're going to inevitably revert back to the energy you were in before you could hold on to good feeling for a little bit longer and attract the old life back. So really, it's to stay in that good feeling constantly, all the time. And I'm not saying, it's a requirement or you have to, it's your choice, but you need to shift your energy, your vibration in order to continue to attract not just the one thing that you're desiring, but a good life. The happy life comes when we are in happiness and joy. You must be what it is that you desire to attract. With the Hanged Man, Pisces energy, that's you gaining a new perspective. So it's almost like you might be catching yourself, because we do have Nine of Swords and the Taurus, the Hierophant. Oh God, okay. This is a final message for you, because now we're getting out of hand. The Hermit, Virgo energy, and then the Nine of Cups, which is, we'll get to this in a second. So I feel like you're trucking along. It feels good. There's this tendency to want to slip back into the old overthinking, overanalyzing, worry, concern, whatever. And it's because there's a waiting period. Ask yourself why you're holding on to this. Is it just to create this one thing? Or do you want your whole life to be good? Do you want to be good and feel good just because it feels good to feel good? With the Hanged Man, you're gaining a new perspective on the way that you overthink, overanalyze, the fear, the stress, the anxiety. And I feel like you're gaining a higher level of commitment or making a choice. For some of you, you could be reaching out to a guru of sorts, or somebody to help you along the way, some kind of spiritual practice. To the Hermit, Virgo energy, to really truly go within and not be desiring an attachment to things in the 3D, people, places, and situations, but to truly raise your vibration, not just for your daily life to be better, but for the betterment of the whole. And finally, with the Nine of Cups, this is wish fulfillment, yes, but it's also emotional sovereignty, which in turn means that it doesn't matter if this person comes around or not, because you're feeling good regardless. And in essence, once we are in the energy of feeling good regardless, we will start pulling in people, places, and situations that match that vibration. Gemini, the law of attraction brings whatever abundance I choose. I want financial prosperity. There's so many wonderful things that are available in this wonderful world, and financial prosperity opens the door to so many of those things. Since the law of attraction responds to my thoughts, I have decided to focus predominantly upon the abundance that is possible, understanding that it is only a matter of time before my thoughts of prosperity will be matched by the flow of financial prosperity. Since the law of attraction will bring me the object of my attention, I choose abundance. I feel like abundance is more than just finances as well. So abundance in all sorts of things. I need to take a sip. And I might mention that I didn't have ice to put in my drink today because I didn't make any yesterday. So it's currently being made. But I have no clingy, and I prefer a lot of ice. I just thought I'd throw that out there. All right, I'm going to shuffle and move on to Cancer and read the chat. Ooh, I don't know. Flowers are more important than patio furniture. You can sit on the ground. It's all right. Oh, bling ice. I just like my ice cubes. I like things, like if I'm going to have something cold to drink, I like it to be like icically cold. Same with if I have a hot drink, I want it boiling hot. Like, I don't know. Although sometimes I will let my hot drink get so cold that I still drink it. Hence the cold coffee that was meant to be hot. Anyway. All right. Yes, I like shiny things. I'm like a squirrel. Ooh. Anyway. Cancer. Cancer, week ahead, the 15th through to the 21st. I do get my feeling on the card along with any channeled messages that come my way. So take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Feel free to watch your other placements. Ooh, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and or cross watch for somebody that you are dealing with. Oh, that's a lot. Not really. It was 4. Okay. Cancer. Don't forget to watch your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. But own it if it's your reading. Cancer overall energy, we have 2. I feel like they're both yours. We have number 9, Broken Heart. And we have number 39, 5th Chakra, Archangel Gabriel. I'm reading that upside down. In the reverse, which is your lack of self-expression and speaking of your truth. And number 29, Imprisonment. The underlying doesn't get any better. I'm just throwing it out there. Okay, so the broken heart, I feel like it's healing. But I feel like you've lost yourself, or you feel like you need closure, possibly. The imprisonment feels stuck. Like you're up in your head space. You don't feel like you were heard or seen. It to me feels like you're trying to seek closure by having more communication, or you were shut out of a situation. And it feels stuck, but it's a self-imposed prison. We have a King of Wands in the reverse. Specifically, it's Sagittarius, but it's Aries, Leo, Sag. This could be you in this energy, or it could be somebody you're dealing with. So take it how it resonates. This is the energy of somebody who is interesting. I heard thunderstruck. Like it feels very angry and it feels volatile. It feels in the reverse, we're talking about somebody who's very much in their shadow energy. This person could be promiscuous. They could sleep around. They could use people. They could be very using others to get what it is that they desire. Very forceful. They bring... I was going to say they bring leadership to a new level. It doesn't feel very leadership. It feels very much more like this person is a loose cannon. Anger keeps coming in, like angry. Somebody who's a very angry individual. Now, whether they're angry towards you, or this could be your energy, own it if it is. But whether they're angry towards you or they're just angry at life or in general is, that's for you to figure out. And then we have a King of Pentacles. Interesting. So I honestly feel like we've got 2 different people here that's not you. Somebody, and in the reverse, I honestly, somebody could not be here anymore. They could not be a player anymore. I feel like the description is still accurate, but I'll explain why I feel that next. This King of Pentacles is Earth energy. Specifically, it is Virgo, but it's Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is somebody who's grounded, stable, financially secure. This is an energy of somebody who likes to buy things. They like the nicer things in life, and they like to buy gifts for others as well. It's all about Earth energy. It's all about the tangible, what I can put my little fingers on, right? I heard it's all for show. Interesting. Then we have a Death card. Scorpio energy. That would be why maybe the King of Wands isn't with us any longer. So whether it's they've passed and or they've left the scene, if you will. There's a shift and a transmutation taking place here towards a 2 of Wands. So there's a new beginning taking place. An old cycle has ended. well, I heard it's time to rejoice, which is interesting because I feel like you're still stuck on something. And again, I feel like it's because you've been shunned or silenced, or you feel like you didn't get to speak your piece. There's something that you were left with that doesn't feel good. However, I would jump on this Two of Wands, literally like a witch and a broomstick, and right into the ending of this situation and past it and into the future. In your underlying energy, that which is happening beneath the surface that you may or may not be aware of, we have number 8, indecision, pertaining to number 14, message of concern. So indecision in itself is a self-imposed prison. Some people think, oh, I'm not going to make it, if I don't make a choice, then I'm safe. Well, not making a choice is a choice, and it's a choice to stay stuck and stagnant. And it's like you're pushing against change. So there's a concern, something came through that was concerning, most likely pertaining to one or both of these people, this transmutation, this shift taking place. And I feel like you are stuck and stagnant, pertaining to what? The 3 of Swords, which is the same thing. There's a heartbreaking situation, but it's all in your head. We're talking about swords energy. Yes, it's going through a heart, so there's emotion attached, but swords is your mind. It's your thoughts. It's your way of perceiving something. And then we have the 8 of Swords. Well, there you go. That's your self-imposed prison. That's you getting some kind of a message you're receiving some kind of communication on some level, whether it's a download or somebody's communicating, and you go into a tailspin. And again, it's like inaction is still action, but it's lack of movement, growth, and bucking the current really is what it is. And then we have a 5 of Cups, which tells me that you are focused on the negative. You are completely focused and absorbed in whatever heartbreaking situation or concerning message that you received, most likely pertaining to a King of Wands in the reverse and a Queen or King of Pentacles, male, female, not gender specific. But whether you like it or not, there's a transmutation. Something has come to an end, and it is time for you to move on. The cycle has come to an end. I don't know how else to put it, but you're keeping it alive in your own life, in your own little bubble, in your own world. All right. My every relationship can now feel better. By intending, as you are moving into a segment of relationships, to focus upon your points of harmony, to give your great attention not to what you are disagreeing about, but to the things you agree upon. So instead of focusing on all the negative nilly crap, focus on the good parts of a person, place, or situation. That is the resolution in all relationships. For when you focus on what you do not like, by the law of attraction, you solicit more of what you do not want. So that what you focus on, you perpetuate, you create more of. All right, I'm going to shuffle and move on to Leo and read the chat. You guys singing AC/DC in the chat? It sure appears to be that way. Thank you guys for hitting the like button. Subscribing. Except for the fact that you totally spelled all of that wrong. Lily-po, lollipop, oh, lolly. It's lollipop, oh, lolly, lollipop. Ba-dum. Okay. Enough of that. Let's move on to Leo Leo, week ahead, the 15th through to the 21st. I do give my feeling on the card along with any channel messages that come my way, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Feel free to watch your other placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and or, most likely, and cross-watch for somebody that you're dealing with. Be the spy. That's what it is. Spying on somebody. Okay. Well. Interesting. Leo, overall energy for your upcoming week. Number 17, action. Feeling like taking some action pertaining to number 33, concern, and number 36, distant horizon. I feel like you're wanting to take action on something that is meant to transpire when it's meant to transpire. But I feel like the fact that it's not here yet, or it's kind of like instead of being patient and manifesting and being in the energy of having it, you're like, I gotta go get it. I want it here, want it now. That instant gratification. We have a 7 of Cups. Illusion, delusion, feeling as if there's a need for you to make a decision on what it is that you desire. Because I also feel like you've got too many things at play. Your energy's a little bit too scattered. Your heart could be too scattered. For some of you, you even have, okay, I just heard a side piece. So for some of you, this is pertaining to romance, and there's more than one out there. I feel like that's a side note, not for everybody. We have a 3 of Wands. That's you waiting for your ships to come in. Impatiently waiting, I will say, because I feel like you are trying to rush something. With the Magician, Gemini, Virgo energy. So here's the deal. It's beautiful to turn your dreams into reality. It's beautiful to hold the vibration of what it is that you desire. But when we're manifesting from, okay, when I see the 7 of Cups, it does talk about being able to, have all these beautiful dreams that you want to turn into reality. However, with the energy, I feel like you are... So let's say you're trying to manifest a car. And you're like, oh, yeah, I want that Honda Civic. I don't know. And then, maybe the next day you see the Honda Accord and you're like, ooh, that one would be really cool. Okay, I want a Honda Civic or a Honda Accord. And then a week later, while you're envisioning driving those, you see a Ford Mustang. And you're like, but that is like my dream car. So you've put 3 cars out into the universe. Now, let's say it's a person. Oh, I like this person. But then there's something in you that's like, but what if there's somebody better? What if they're blonde or blue-eyed and so you start attracting these, and this person's flirting with you, and then now you have all these options, right? It's like you need to make a decision. This is what I want. This is what I'm envisioning. Doesn't mean you can't have the other cars down the road, but right now you've got your energy scattered in 400 million different directions, that the wait is going to take a long time because the universe is like, okay, let's bring him the Ford Focus. Oh, let's bring him the Ford Accord. Or Mustang. I don't know what car I'm on. Let's bring him the Honda Civic. And so it's like too much. It's scattery, right? There's too much energy. And you're waiting while you're manifesting. But the idea of waiting for something to happen means that you are not in the vibration of it coming in. Because if you're waiting, there's an energy of not having it, right? Because if you already had it, you wouldn't be waiting for it. So this tells me that there is too much going on. And your concern and your desire to act, or like something's not coming in quick enough, is telling me that you don't have faith in the future and that you are mucking up your manifestations. In your underlying energy, that which is happening beneath the surface that you may or may not be aware of, we have number 18, anxiety. Fear, stress, anxiety pertaining to none other than number 16, thoughts. Now, definitely thoughts are going to create your anxiety, and you're overthinking, overanalyzing. This could be pertaining to a person, because here he's thinking about this person that is like his muse, that he's created something. So this could be anything. Could be a car, could be a job, could be a home, could be a person, could be D, all of the above, because it feels like you've got a long list. I heard something about don't settle. It's almost like, if I can't have this, I'm going to settle for this. But it's lower than your desire because there's a lack of faith. Anyway, we have a 7 of Swords. So the 7 of Swords, for me, is, well, it depends on what card is around it. And I can tell you this one isn't good. So a lot of times it's about strategy and mapping out, the next step. This feels very much like self-sabotage and or lying or deception, because we have the Devil card. I've never actually looked at this one. Interesting. Capricorn energy, which tells me that you are tremendously moving into your shadow energy. It feels like you have these dreams, desires, and frankly, you're in alchemy because the Magician popped out. Now, we're always manifesting, but I feel like you're attempting to manifest purposefully. And so I feel like you are in alchemy. The only issue is that you're coming from a place of lack and fear and stress. So you're only going to be waiting longer. Distant horizon. You're pushing it farther and farther away. No big deal. Awareness is half of it. Once you're aware, you can chill the F out and, get back to joy, happiness, peace, love. You got 2 cards, Leo. Apparently you needed it. I can create my world as I choose. You are here to create the world around you that you choose, while you allow the world as others choose it to be, to exist. In essence, don't worry about what other people are doing. Also, whatever. That was the end of the sentence. But while their choices in no way hinder your choices, your attention to their choices does affect your vibration and therefore your point of attention. So don't worry about what anybody else is doing. Focus, stay in your own lane. The law of attraction is my life's basis. Ooh, Sun, Leo. Since the law of attraction is the basis of your experience, an understanding of it is essential to living life on purpose. In fact, an understanding of the law of attraction is essential to living the life of joy that you came forth to live. All right, I'm going to shuffle and move into Virgo. I almost said Viola. I don't know where that came from. Carmack, are you trying to make it back to number one? Who is number one? It doesn't seem to be Vicky or Sean. Is it Leanne? No. I don't know. Who's number one? Leanne, did you leave? Leanne. Oh, Leanne's number two. So then what's Vicky? Oh, no, that's... Leanne didn't comment. I'm sorry. Oh, Leanne is number one. I saw Leanne and I thought she was number two. I was like, what? Leanne, see, maybe it's the lack of comments that gets you the crown. Okay. Virgo. Ooh, 51-51 on Virgo. Virgo. Week ahead. The 15th through to the 21st. Happy Friday the 13th. Virgo. I give my feeling on the card along with any channel messages that come my way. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Virgo. What do we got for Virgo? Well, that's just interesting. Virgo. Overall energy, interesting because we have number 27 walking away in the reverse, which tells me that you're in the energy of coming back around. If you've already walked away, I feel like you're coming back to a situation, person, place, or thing. If you were just contemplating walking away, I think that you've made a choice to come back around. Why? We have number 33, concern, and number 37, poverty. So, were you coming back because you were fearful of poverty on some level? Now, this could be somebody in your energetic field, so take it how it resonates. We have the star card, which is having faith in the future and wish fulfillment, Aquarius energy, which is interesting because then we have you, the King of Wands. No, that's not you. I was thinking King of Pentacles. Not you. King of Wands, Sagittarius energy specifically, but it's Aries, Leo, Sag. So this could be somebody coming back around towards you, and or you're coming back towards this person. Again, we have a wish fulfillment here and faith in the future pertaining to this person. If it's not the person, it could be the energy. I feel like it's a person. I'm just going to put it out there. Somebody who's very charismatic. They're kind of magnetic. They could be a public speaker, own their own business. They like to take action, passionate, driven. We have a Two of Pentacles. There's a juggling taking place. Now, I feel like this is your juggling. I'm going to read it as if it's your energy, so take it or flip it. But if you're in the energy of coming back around because of concern or fear of poverty, whether it's for you or this other person, I feel like there's faith to stay with this person, but it's a juggle. There's something that isn't meshing right. There's something that isn't working. This is energetic and emotionally draining. Now, it could be this person that's juggling, so take it how it resonates, but you're juggling between two worlds, which to me tells me you're juggling between the idea of walking away and coming back. And I feel like the reason that we're coming back isn't a good reason. And the underlying energy, that which is happening beneath the surface that you may or may not be aware of. We have number 20, envy, pertaining to number 24, thief. So we have jealousy taking place here. So not only do we have fear of poverty and lack, but there's jealousy pertaining to thief. Now, I don't know if it's because you're afraid this person's going to take all the riches from you or vice versa, or if we're worried about somebody else moving in on our leftovers. You know what I mean? Sorry. How else could I put that? Being worried that somebody is coming in to date somebody that you made a choice you didn't want to date anymore until you realize that somebody else wanted to pick up on them, and then you're like, eh. So to me, that's somebody scooping up our leftovers. I'm not here to be politically correct. Anyway, we have the Temperance card. Divine timing is at play. Sagittarius energy. Pertaining to a Two of Wands. Two of Wands is when you finally put your foot down and you're like, nope, I'm done. I'm turning my back on that. This cycle has come to an end. Now, I feel like the timing is going to be upon you this week a lot faster than you may be otherwise assumed. With the Death card, there is going to be an ending. Transmutation, of course, because we're ending an old cycle and moving into a new one. And this new cycle is the Six of Swords, which is a rite of passage. This is all about moving into calmer emotional and mental waters. Could you do it with this person? I'm sure you could. I'm sure you could, but you need to shift your energy. And normally when we shift our energy in a relationship, one of two things happens. Either we shift and the person rises to our energetic level, and or they float away out of our life. It isn't our job to force somebody to reach our level ever. It's kind of like you attract people from the energy you're sat in. And when you shift, sometimes they follow you and sometimes they don't. So, as I am segment intending, I am attracting. The way you feel is your point of attraction. I like to call it my gas gauge, but... And so the value of segment intending is that you pause many times during your day to say, this is what I want and expect from this segment of my life experience. And as you set forth those powerful thoughts, you will attract into your experience what you want. So for me, it's like breaking down each day into increments and making a decision. It's like checking in with myself and my thoughts, making sure I'm on check, things of that nature. All right, I'm going to shuffle and we will move on to Libra. Leanne, are you back? We're moving into Libra soon. Leanne. Maybe not. Maybe she'll be back for Capricorn. Thank you guys again for hitting the like button, subscribing. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. We're halfway through our way headed towards Pisces. Ooh. Sean, you made it to number 1. That's why he's blowing up the chat. He's trying to... He's just trying to keep his number 1 position. Oh my gosh. I think Leanne left. That's why... I don't know. I don't know how any of this works. You guys are so silly. Huh. All right, Libra. Libra. The week ahead, the 14th through to the 21st, I do give my feeling on the card along with any channel messages that come my way. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Feel free to watch other placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and or cross-watch for somebody that you are dealing with. Libra, Libra, Libra. Libra, Libra, Libra. What do we got for Libras? That stinks. My card's rippy. Libra. Wow. Okay. Libra, overall energy. Nice. Nice. We have number 19, rest and rejuvenation. And number 2, journey. So I feel like you're on a new journey. Now, rest and rejuvenation is meditation. It is receiving intuition, downloads, and, well, just as it says, rest and rejuvenation. Separating, it kind of reminds me of not as deep as the, why can I not think of it? It's Virgo. Not as deep as the Hermit card, but it's very similar, where we're kind of doing our spiritual things every day, right? And it could be a spiritual journey you're on, but I also feel like this is a new cycle beginning for you. It's pertaining to number 38, toil and labor, which tells me that this is something you've been putting a lot of work, energy, and effort into. We have a King of Swords. I feel like unless you're dealing with another air sign, specifically Gemini, that this is your energy, that you're sat in your power, in your strength. Focus on the future. We have a 3 of Cups, which is all about celebration. Also talks about a new soul tribe. You could have some new friends coming in the 3D, but also you could have some new spirit guides visiting you when you're meditating. But I definitely feel like it's a time for celebration. You could even be going towards or going to some kind of a party or celebration this coming up week. We have an Emperor. So the Emperor is Aries energy specifically, but it's somebody who is a leader, somebody who takes a leadership role in their own life, but also leads others. You could be a boss. You could be turning into a boss, or this could pertain to a boss in your life. But there's something to celebrate, which tells me that I feel like you're kind of owning your power. You're definitely taking a leadership role in your own life, which in turn, I feel like is going to reflect in the outer world, making you more emperor material in the outer world. It's somebody who embodies all 4 kings. It's a big deal, really. In your underlying energy, that which is happening beneath the surface that you may or may not be aware of, we have number 21, strategy. Pertaining to number 21, family room. Nice. You could be seeing 2121 or 33. Take it how it resonates. Very synchronistic. Something pertaining to strategy and your home. Now, Feng Shui keeps popping into my head, so maybe you're moving around furniture and or decorating something that feels very strategic, very almost maybe guided during meditation, or feeling sudden urges to do things. Follow that. For some of you, the strategy pertaining to the family room could be clearing out clutter, or even remodeling, moving, something of that extent. We have a 10 of Pentacles. So the 10 of Pentacles tells me that you have hit an end of a cycle. And Pentacles meaning it could be work, it could be home, something tangible in the 3D is coming to an end. It doesn't mean like when a cycle comes to an end, it means one of 2 things. You level up with the same cycle. So if it's a romantic partner or a job, it doesn't mean they leave. It means like romantic partner, okay, we're getting married. That would be a level up. If it's a job, it's like, okay, I'm now CEO, or now I'm the manager, or I went from doing the fries, now I flip burgers. And then the other ending is, okay, this relationship has run its course. I'm moving into a new direction, and so are they. Different direction. Same with work. This has run its course. I'm moving here, there. Same with anything else. Everybody's different. We have the 9 of Cups. This talks about wish fulfillment, but also emotional sovereignty. I feel more than anything, it's talking about wish fulfillment towards the Six of Pentacles, which is not only balance, but some kind of a windfall. You could be having some kind of chunk of change coming in for you. And then Wheel of Fortune, Pisces, Sagittarius tells me that you're receiving, again, some form of windfall, but also major progress seemingly coming out of nowhere. I feel like it was a very slow moving process for a time. And then all of a sudden things are going to be kind of shifting and changing pretty quickly. Libra. I attract the essence of my thoughts. The law of attraction and its magnetic power reaches out into the universe and attracts other thoughts that are vibrationally like it and brings that to you. And so you are getting the essence of what you are thinking about, whether it is something you want or something you don't want. All right, I'm going to shuffle and move on to Scorpio. Oh, that's right. Happy retirement. Did you hear anything on a new job, Sean? I thought you were looking for a new job or something. Or you applied or something, I don't know. Well, shouldn't you be applying if you're going to move to wherever you're going to move? Right. But why would you be applying to jobs here if you're possibly moving? Doesn't that seem like kind of the Seven of Cups? Like, oh, I'd rather work here, but I'm planning on moving. So you're telling the universe, I want this job here in this state, but I want to move to this state. How does that work? That's not really letting the universe guide you. So you have to decide what you want, and then the universe gives you based on your vibration. So if you're putting your... Didn't I already shuffle those? And then I'm just... Okay. So if you're putting your vibration in... I want to move to another state, and I'm packing my house up and I'm cleaning because I'm getting ready to move. A, you need to figure out what state. B, you should be looking for jobs in that state because that's how you open up to move to that state. That's you putting all your focus in one little basket. Now, you've got 14 baskets going on here because not really. It's just a few, right? You're scattering your energy. This is the Five of Wands. You're saying, I want to move to another state, but I'm putting new job opportunities in this state. So you're conflicting. You've got split energy. So the universe is going to most likely go for whatever you're putting the most energy into, which if you haven't figured out what state you want to go to yet, it's going to most likely find some other job, and then you're not going to move, because why would you move once you got a new job? Or why would you get a new job and then move? So it would behoove you to put it all, hence the manifestation course. That being said, that was a little bit for you. Okay, let's go to Scorpio. Okay. That means indecision, which indecision is a decision, and it's called stuck in stagnancy. All right, Scorpio, the week ahead. I don't even know because I've flustered. 15th through to the 21st, Scorpio. I do give my feeling on the card along with any channel messages that come my way. So take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Feel free to watch your other placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and or cross-watch for somebody that you are dealing with. Ooh, Scorpio. Scorpio. Da-da-da-da-da. Puffy power. I don't know where that came from. I don't know. Maybe Scooby-Doo was your favorite show. Interesting. Okay, Scorpio. Overall energy for this upcoming week, we have number 23, all tied up. You are in a self-imposed prison, overthinking, overanalyzing. Why? Because of despair, number 32. Could be financial despair. It could be anything in life. You're just in the energy of despair, and it's keeping you from moving forward in life. We have the High Priestess, Pisces energy specifically. You're being called to follow your intuition. Frankly, I don't feel like you are currently. It also could pertain to somebody coming into your life that embodies somebody who's highly intuitive and psychic, possibly tarot, an actual psychic, somebody to help lead and guide you. We have an Ace of Wands. You're being offered a new passionate beginning to move forward. The universe is trying to lead and guide you towards this. But it feels like, again, you're just kind of stuck in your own despair. We have a King of Cups, Pisces energy specifically, but I feel like this isn't you. And the reason I feel like this isn't you, and it could be another water sign you're dealing with, is because you're in unless this is somebody around you, take it how it resonates. But frankly, I don't feel like this is your energy. I feel like you're being called to follow your heart. I feel like you're being called to take your power back from whatever this is. The King of Cups, specifically Pisces, but it's Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, is somebody who's highly intuitive, psychic, kind, caring, compassionate. I don't feel like you're following your intuition. Therefore, I don't feel like this is your energy. So this could be somebody in your life that is helping to lead and guide you, or attempting to anyway. In your underlying energy, that which is happening beneath the surface that you may or may not be aware of. We have the third chakra archangel, Shamuel, which is your emotions of desire and your life force energy, pertaining to number 11, sudden wealth. I don't necessarily feel like it's your finances that are an issue. I feel like there's something that needs to be healed. We have a Four of Swords. There is a need for you to meditate and heal something, rest, because of the Seven of Wands. There's defensive energy. I feel like something could have come in very quickly, very suddenly, something that you weren't prepared for or desiring. For some of you, you're hung up on some event that took place seemingly suddenly, unexpectedly maybe, and something that you were adamantly not wanting to take place, because I feel like we're talking about putting up our defenses. For a card that's meant to reflect meditation and receiving guidance and downloads, this almost looks like a corpse. Interesting. Either way, there was an event that happened suddenly. I will say the Moon card, Pisces energy, you could definitely be dealing with another water sign, specifically Pisces, but I definitely feel like the Moon is all about your worst fear, I feel like, is coming true. You are definitely like the Moon. You like to dig deep and find out the hidden secrets and what makes people tick for everybody else. but you very rarely will go into your own fears. Very rarely will you really do the digging and deep dive into your own self. I feel like, again, if you're looking at this, there's something that transpired. And I feel like you're meant to heal from it and meditate. I feel like it was something that you were not desiring to come in. You were very defensive, but it came in, and it came in quick and unexpectedly. And with the moon, I feel like it was something that you were fearing. One of your fears had come true. I will say that I don't feel like this pertains to finances, because I feel like you received some kind of finances, or you are going to be receiving some kind of financial wealth. But there's something else that transpired. So let's say, just going to give an example. I feel like y'all know what it is, but you had a job and you just received your yearly bonus. So you've got this big chunk of sudden wealth coming through, and then you get laid off and you're like, what? Unexpected. Like, I can't you can't lay me off. What? Or you get canned, but you get a severance package on top of your yearly bonus. So like, we're talking sudden wealth came in, but it wasn't something you desired or expected. You are being led and guided by somebody. I don't care if it's a friend, a family member, somebody that you're seeking outside of you. Somebody's there to lend you a hand. And the Ace of Wands is, again, forward momentum, a new chapter taking place. It's all about your passion, your drive, and your desire to turn this shit, excuse the language, sorry, into creativity. Shift the energy. Take this energy and make something out of it. Something beautiful. Scorpio, you got 2 cards. I let my action be action in joy. I don't know why I flipped it again. You have intended action. Action is part of the deliciousness of your physical world. But you did not intend to create through physical bodily action. You intended to use your body to enjoy the actions that you have created through your thought. If I am resisting evil, I am attracting evil. If you are resisting anything, you are focused upon it, pushing against it, and activating the vibration of it. So whatever you were resisting, fighting against, you were actually calling it into yourself. And therefore attracting that which is, okay, let me try that again. If you are resisting anything, you are focused upon it, pushing against it, and activating the vibration of it, and therefore attracting that which is like it. So it doesn't have to be that exact same thing, but you are attracting something similar to what it is that you do not desire. That's why you just go with the flow. Okay, I'm going to shuffle and we'll move on to Sagittarius. I feel like my ice maker has made my delicious ice cubes. And they're not in my drink. Right, Vicky? You tell him. Yeah. It's time for you to take a manifestation course. Are ya? What are you doing a live on? 128. Sagittarius. Oh, wait, I think you told me what you were doing live on. Sagittarius, week ahead, the 15th through the 21st. I do give my feeling along with any channel messages that come my way. So take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Feel free to watch your other placements. Sun, moon, rising, Venus, and or cross watch for somebody that you are dealing with. Sagittarius. Okay. Sagittarius, overall energy is number 50. Angel of Strength. I feel like you're in your power. Pertaining to number 22, official person. So it's interesting. You could be the official person. It could be somebody that you're dealing with. I feel like more than anything, it's somebody you're dealing with. And I feel like you're feeling very powerful pertaining to this official person. Official person can be anything. It could be a boss. It could be a parent. Some kind of person that you feel has some kind of an official title, if you will. Like a doctor, a lawyer, a father, a mother, whatever. We have a 2 of cups. Or, excuse me, 10 of cups. Which tells me that this most likely pertains to a family situation. And the official person could be like, again, a mother, a father, a significant other. But we have a 7 of swords. So the 7 of swords to me in this, I heard play out and then playbook. Interesting. There could be some kind of strategy pertaining to desiring to keep the peace and or move away from somebody's bad behavior. I heard salvage what's left. That's interesting because I was going to go in a totally different way. And now I'm getting all of this information that is just not in alignment with what I previously saw. I feel like there is a 7 of wands. There's somebody who's very manipulative, controlling. It feels like I'm almost starting to feel sick, like dry heave, like gross. I don't know if it's this person's energy that just makes somebody sick or feels sick, but this feels like somebody is trying to sneak away. Like it feels like we are tiptoeing. We have a strategy to, whether it is move the family, keep the peace, something of that nature. But there's this energy of somebody who is very like disgruntled. And it almost feels like power hungry. Like they are, I've never got this with this card before, but it almost feels like they're overpowering, overbearing. Interesting. Not what I was expecting. The underlying energy, that which is happening beneath the surface that you may or may not be aware of. We have number 46, the thinking man, pertaining to number 12, privileged lady. The thinking man it always feels very air energy to me, but it feels very expansive thinking. And as far as privileged lady, it could be you or somebody you're dealing with. That feels like somebody who is very, okay, I heard divine desire. I feel as though, and this is not going to be for everybody. So if it's not yours, watch your other placements. There's a situation that could be borderline abusive or worse. I feel like there's a desire to move away. There's already a plan or a plot being made to move in a new direction, because I feel like the underlying thought and feeling is that you're worth more. There's like almost a knowing that you're worth more. We have a Knight of Pentacles, the slowest moving knight in the deck. This feels like it's been coming for a long time. It's been a realization, a seed that was planted that just continues to grow and grow and grow. I feel like you're hitting a breaking point. And I feel like whoever this person is, is somebody that you probably called into yourself when you felt lacking or less than, maybe very codependent. And again, this could even be a parent. So I just feel like there's a moving away, and this is, I heard dead of night. So this feels very sneaking away. Like, I don't even want to make waves. I want to keep the peace. I'm just going to move away. Clean break kind of energy. And again, I feel like there's this energy of feeling as if you finally are understanding your worth. Like, there's more to life than this. Like, I'm worth more than this. I deserve better than this. Interesting. Sagittarius, I can create a castle as easy as a button. When you understand the laws, then you understand that it is not more difficult to create a castle than it is a button. They are equal. It is not more difficult to create $10. Excuse me. I put the dollars in there. $10 million than 100,000. It is the same application of the same law. Two different intentions. So in essence, we're the ones that decide things are easy or difficult. The law of attraction doesn't. And when you drop that misbelief or that misconception, that's when it becomes very easy. All right, I'm going to shuffle and move on to a Capricorn. I'm sure you will do amazing on Sunday, Vicky. What's my timeline? Like, when am I available? Is that what you're asking? Oh, you're welcome. I'd have to look at my... look at my book. I think I have an availability tomorrow. To get it done. But I always say 24 hours. So here's the deal. When it comes to coaching, because it's a set time every week, normally, unless somebody just does like a one-off, that's a little different when it comes to timing. If it's a personal reading, I give myself, I always say 24 hours at least. And if it ever gets too much, I'll say 48 hours. But I try at least 24 hours because inevitably I meditate every day. And even though that's technically my meditation, my time, I like to meditate before I do a reading. So if worst case scenario, I was booked, I could always take my morning meditation and then do the reading. So I'm always normally open. I know I won't, as far as today, it wouldn't get done today. But I always have time for a personal reading. I say that and then all of a sudden, I won't. Now I forgot. I think I already shuffled these. Whatever, I'll shuffle again. Okay, I will send you the link. Okay. Capricorn, what time are we at? 1:29:19. Capricorn. Ooh, week ahead. The 15th through to the 21st. I feel like you get this card a lot, Capricorn. I do give my feeling on the card along with any channel messages that come my way. So take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Interesting. I'm walking on sunshine. I'm walking on sunshine, which is funny because Leanne, oh, she's back. Of course, just for Capricorn. When you had left that comment and then I responded to your comment, the sun will come out tomorrow because you were a day ahead on thinking it was Wednesday. That's why I think it's funny that I'm getting the sunshine song. So maybe it's for you. I don't know. This is the energy you guys get a lot. And I don't know if you got like fire in your chart or what, or if you're just cranky mother truckers. But we have your overall energy is hostilities. Pertaining to number 8, false person. I almost want to say you've gotten this combo before. Weird that we have this. So hostilities pertaining to a false person. There's anger, frustration. I don't know if you're the false person or it's somebody you're dealing with and you just found out like that they're, you know, not who they said they were or not who they claimed to be. But I will tell you that we have the 9 of Wands. So it's projection. I know, nobody wants to hear that. 9 of Wands, the wounded warrior. It is all the baggage you've been carrying around upwards of 9 years, if not longer. When you hit the 10 is when you drop the ish. It's when you shift. Drop the shift. Again, flip the roles if need be. This could be somebody you're dealing with, but I read it as if it's your energy. So we're talking about an angry person because they are walking around with all the crap that they have dealt with for who knows how long. We have a 4 of Wands. Now, is this pertaining to a union? Because I definitely don't feel like this is on your templed path. Unless you're meant to drop the crap and then get on your templed path, or your templed path is waiting for you, but you're too busy wallowing in your crap. We have the 10 of Pentacles. You're coming from a place of woundedness, and energetically, it feels like it could be pertaining to a union. But the weird thing is I don't necessarily feel like it's a marriage. It could, but I feel like it's a union pertaining to, I mean, I guess it could be marriage because I just heard holy matrimony, but I feel like it's something more. Like, how else do you have a union? Like in work, would you have a union to your work? Unless you work for a union. And that's interesting. The 10 of Pentacles is something steady, something long-term, some long-term work, home, something to that extent. And there's a union tied to it, which means for me, a union, yes, it could be marriage, of course. Doesn't have to be though. Because a union can mean so many different things, like this joint or attached, very strongly attached. But there's some kind of projection coming through. Like you're projecting from the past. There's a need for you to see things from a new perspective. I feel like somebody is not who you thought, but I feel like the way you thought of them in essence was from your own, like maybe rose tinted glasses, and or your fear, stress, and anxiety, or old patterns. You created the same version of an old situation. Well, I heard, yeah, that's it. So I'm going to go with the fact that you probably created something, a repeated cycle. The underlying energy, that which is happening beneath the surface that you may or may not be aware of. We have number 30, the garden and the gate, pertaining to number 11, sudden wealth. There's a need for you to step outside your comfort zone. Something's coming to an end, and you don't like it. We also have a 10 of cups. there's, for some of you, you're replaying. This isn't for everybody, but I feel like there's a replaying of your parents' union in your own life. Or your, if it's not your parents, your, whoever raised you, maybe it's your grandparents. Like, I don't know. I don't care. But there's some kind of a replaying. There's a need for you to step out of this. You've built this safety net, this comfort in the chaos, And it's super easy to blame everybody else, but you're the one creating it. And outside of this crappy comfort zone that you've built is your sudden wealth, your shift, your joy, your happily ever after. But you're going to have to lose things when you walk outside that door, because everything you've attracted to this point is from the energy that you were sat in, is from this. The false person, I feel, even if it's somebody outside of you, you've created this. They're mirroring something back to you. So don't be too harsh with that person. But something's definitely coming to an end. It's run its course. But the energy that you created it with was destined to be that way from the beginning. My manifesting thoughts are buffered by time. My manifesting thoughts are buffered by time. Your earth is a nice environment for fine-tuning your knowledge. For here your thoughts do not translate into instant equivalence. Your thoughts are governed by a buffer of time. If you were instantly manifesting, you would be spending more time trying to fix your mistakes than you would in creating what you want. So time is an illusion, but it's here for our purpose in order to kind of catch ourselves when we're coming from this spot and start coming from something far more unconditional, loving, joy, happiness, peaceful. Because you can counteract a negative thought by something more powerful in the opposing direction. Hey, Leanne, just so you know, the Libra reading was decent. I'd go check that out, but you weren't around for it. I'm going to shuffle. All right. Wait, where's... Leanne, I just recommend watching the Libra. It was better. I think, wasn't it? Or was it just as gravy? I don't know. She's a lucky mother trucker. I don't know if she got number one last time. I guess Leanne's just number one. Oh, poor Sean and Vicky. Thank you guys for hitting the like button. I don't even know who all's in here. It doesn't tell me. Oops. Hello. Okay. Aquarius. And then we have Pisces. And then I'm done. Aquarius at 140.17. This is for the week ahead, Aquarius. I do give my feeling on the card along with any channel messages that come my way. So take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Feel free to watch your other placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and or cross watch for somebody that you are dealing with. Aquarius. I swear I just want to like get rid of that false person card. It just keeps coming out. Whoa. That's a lot, Aquarius. Aquarius has a lot going on. They got a lot to say. All righty then. Aquarius, here we go. You have two energies that popped out pertaining to two different things. I feel like they're both your energy. We have, or it could be somebody you're dealing with, so take it how it resonates. But we have number 22, Yang. Well, it's yin yang, but reverse, it's yang. So also number 42, woman holding a coin. Yang energy, which we rarely get on this channel for some reason. In fact, this might be the first time, is so reverse of yin. It's about outward action, moving forward, movement. And woman holding a coin is very earth energy. So grounded, stable, something creating, right? We have it pertaining to journey, number 10, and number 12, privileged lady. So frankly, you could be the privileged lady. It could be somebody you're dealing with. Take it how it resonates. But I feel like you're taking action. And more than anything, it's a new journey. You're moving in a new direction. Definitely, you could be feeling like the privileged, grounded, stable lady, and or you could be moving towards somebody like that. We have a Four of Pentacles. There's something that you are holding on to. Interestingly, High Priestess, Pisces energy specifically, a vision, possibly intuition, your higher guidance, and the Death card. I feel like you've been wanting this shift and change for a long time. The Death card, Scorpio energy, is transmutation. I feel like you are holding on to some kind of a vision maybe you received, your intuition, this desire that seemingly came out of nowhere, but most likely was your intuition. And it's shifting. There's a transmutation, a change taking place. With the Chariot, that's Cancer energy, victory, success, and forward momentum. That feels very much like the Yang energy. Towards what? The Nine of Pentacles. Wish fulfillment. Not only is it wish fulfillment, but it's being able to enjoy the fruits of your labor. You could, again, be feeling like the privileged lady, feeling very grounded and stable, financially secure, taking action towards this new movement in your life, this new journey. For some of you, it's a move. For some of you, it is a new anything, insert here, like job, trip, travel plans, whatever. But more than anything, I feel like it's a new cycle beginning. In your underlying energy, that which is happening beneath the surface, that you may or may not be aware of, we have number 16, patience. Divine timing is at play, pertaining to number 8, false person. Like, I'm so over the false person. So there's patience pertaining to a false person. And what I find interesting is we have two people here. One is a King of Pentacles. One is a Queen of Wands. Now, we have a woman holding a coin, which to me feels very earth energy. The King of Pentacles is specifically Virgo energy, but it's Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It's the energy of somebody who's very grounded, stable, financially secure, likes the finer things in life. And the Queen of Wands, specifically Aries, but it's Aries, Leo, Sag, is somebody who is very passionate, driven. They take action on what it is that they desire. It is somebody who's very creative. They are kind of magnetic and charismatic. We have a Two of Swords smack dab in the middle. The Two of Swords is being unwilling or unable to make a choice or a decision. So, I feel like there's a decision between the two. Is it two different people? Possibly. Is it two different energies? Possibly. I mean, definitely it's two different energies, but whether it's attached to actual people that you're trying to make a decision between, that's something you need to decide. It's going to be different for everybody. I definitely feel like inevitably you're going to make the right decision. For some of you, it's neither one. However, I feel like the false person is going to reveal themselves. Now, you could be the one embodying this false person energy, and if that's the case, it's going to be revealed in time. But I definitely feel like the patience is being had because there is going to be a revealing. One of these people is going to turn out to be not who they appear to be. We have a Two of Wands, and inevitably I feel like you are going to turn your back and move in a new direction. Whether it's with one of these people or none of these people, well, that's yet to be determined. So, let's read your card. I see myself enjoying absolute continuing abundance. I choose absolute and continuing abundance, for I understand that there is no limit to the abundance in the universe. And so by attracting abundance to myself, I am not limiting another. There is enough for everyone. The key is for each of us to see it and want it, and then we will each attract it. All right, I'm going to shuffle and move on to Les Pisces. Yeah, false person can be a lot of things, though. I mean, it can be somebody pretending to be somebody they're not. It can be somebody who is playing the role of somebody they're not, but they're not consciously aware, as opposed to some people who are consciously aware. Like, there's some people who play stupid to get attention, and that would be a false person. There's some people who play stupid because on some level they were told they were stupid, believe they were stupid, but they're not really stupid. So it's, it's manipulation. It's, or it's somebody who's love bombing, but really has no intentions on staying there for a long time. Or, they're in it to hit it and quit it, but they're pretending like, or I don't know. I just heard catfish. So, that could, as another false person where somebody's portraying themselves as 6'2", 210 and, whatever. And they're really, 5'2" and 400 pounds, like kind of like that. So, or there's the, oh yeah, we're besties. And then they turn around and tell all your secrets and, talk bad about you to other people. So, and then even you could be a false person by doing that to other people. D, all of the above. So it's somebody who's wearing a mask. They're not really who they appear to be, whether they're doing it purposely or not. All right. Moving on to Pisces. 149.25. Pisces. Last but not least, thank you guys for hitting the like, share, and subscribe button. I appreciate you. If anybody is interested in reaching out for a personal reading, you can find the information in the description box, email, or Facebook message me. If you want any type of coaching, you can email and or Facebook message me, whether it's the law of attraction, manifestation, whatever. If you are interested in joining the extended or gratitude group membership, you can do so. There's a link in the description unless you have an iPhone. iPhones don't like the join button, so you have to do it from a desktop or a laptop. All right, Pisces, I do give my feeling on the card along with any channel messages that come my way. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Feel free to watch your other placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and or cross watch for somebody that you were dealing with. Oakley dokley. Pisces. Number 25, deceit. Pertaining to number 29, imprisonment. So you're feeling stuck and stagnant because they're in an energy of deception. Are you self-deceiving or are you deceiving others? I don't know. Or is this somebody else's energy in your energetic field? It's interesting because, again, there feels like this deception has put you in some kind of self-imposed prison, which I'm feeling is probably self-deception, but take it how it resonates. We have the High Priestess. Well, that's you, Pisces. So follow your intuition. Get yourself out of this, whatever this is. We have an Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is fast-moving, unexpected. It could be communication coming in, but it also could be energy seemingly coming at you from unexpectedly. I feel like your intuition is telling you that something's coming in or somebody with the Six of Cups. Six of Cups is a nostalgia for the past, but it also does talk about somebody coming back around, possibly from your past life and or this life, like past life soulmate and or somebody from your this past life. I feel like that didn't make sense, but you get it. You get what I'm saying. Okay. Anyway, honestly, I don't get the whole self-deception and the self-imposed prison when you're following your intuition, unless it's, for some of you, you're gaslighting yourself or being gaslit pertaining to something or somebody coming back around or something from the past. This is interesting. Now I wish I was clarifying. I always hit one sign that I'm like, oh, if only. But no. The underlying energy, that which is happening beneath the surface that you may or may not be aware of. We have number 46, the thinking man, pertaining to number 32, despair. Well, here's the dealio, lay Pisces. Overthinking and overanalyzing about despair and what isn't working, what isn't going right, is inevitably deception and imprisonment. So here's the thing. You're creating all of this your own self, whether you like it or not. You need to follow your intuition. I don't think you are, because if you were, you wouldn't be in this hot mess. I definitely feel like signs, symbols, and synchronicities are coming in, but there's some type of reflection on the past that has got you in a headspin. Whether it's somebody that's coming back around and you're overthinking and overanalyzing, or you're playing pity party about past things that have happened to you. And it's like, woe is me, despair and, sadness. And it's like, no, don't do that. We have a Six of Pentacles. This is talking about there could be some kind of a windfall coming in for you, but I feel more than anything, there's a need for you to get balanced because I feel like you're begging somebody or something for something. With the Five of Swords, this is not good. So the Five of Swords is fighting, arguments. It's crap talking, whether you're doing it or people are doing it about you. And then we have a Four of Swords. There is a need for you to take a rest, to meditate, to seek out higher guidance. If you're not already into meditation, start meditating. If you aren't doing any kind of spiritual practices, figure some out. Find some. Find a spiritual life coach. I'm one. Just throwing that out there. But you don't have to go to me. There's plenty. There's plenty of people out there that are, I feel like you could just be led and guided to somebody. So take what resonates for you. If it feels good, follow it. We have the Hanged Man, Pisces energy. You're needing to gain a new perspective on all of this because you are creating a hot mess for yourself. And it's all pertaining to some past experience or somebody, even if it's somebody coming back around from the past, I feel like it's the experience that you had. That you are, it's like nostalgia for the past, but this doesn't feel like good. It doesn't feel like, oh, I remember those great days. No, it feels like all the ick that ever happened, and it's wallowing in it is what it feels like. And I feel like so if you look at this card, I love this card because it does talk about balance, and it talks about windfall or receiving, sometimes receiving a loan of something, right? But when you really look, you've got two people and they're almost like in rags receiving by somebody who seems to be higher up than them, wealthier than them. I feel like right now, this is you. Like groveling or begging. And it's only because you don't understand your worth. It's only because you think that everything in the past really is a reflection of who you truly are. And it's not. They're experiences you had. Let them go. Forgive, forget, move on. You have a choice to be who it is that you desire to be. But you have to actually embody that energy and believe it. Love yourself. Don't feel like you're doing that, Pisces. That was my pep talk for you for the day. The law of attraction treats my imagination as reality. It's beautiful. Because Pisces are known to be very up in their head. But it can also be very detrimental if you're not aware of it. That every imaginative thing that you think, that you attach emotion to, you're creating. So when we're reflecting back on the past, frankly, even if it was good memories, I wouldn't sit there for too long. The universe, which is responding to the thoughts you were thinking, does not distinguish between a thought from your observation of some observed reality and a thought brought about by your imagination. In either case, the thought equals your point of attraction, and if you focus upon it long enough, it will become your reality. I'm going to add in there good, bad, wanted, or unwanted. That's just the truth of it all. Yes, that is what the human experience is all about. And I don't think our work ever ends. Does it get easier in certain aspects? Yeah, of course. Especially when you can look back and be like, gosh, I remember. But I don't think it ever ends. That's okay. It's good. I don't know that I use the word work a lot, but I don't feel like it's work. I feel like it's just a constant reminder to self of who you truly are. What you are, being capable, and what you're capable of, as opposed to allowing the 3D to suck you into the drama. But we're still here, living here, so we have to enjoy it. We should enjoy it, but it's a choice. Let's enjoy it and not see it as a horrible thing and see it for what it really is. Alrighty, everybody. I thought this was going to be quick today, and it totally wasn't. That's okay. I always enjoy my lives. That being said, I appreciate you all. Thank you for hitting the like button, subscribing. You guys are awesome sauce. I will send you the link, Vicky, for the personal reading. Wasn't that Vicky that asked for that? I'm pretty sure. And then I think that's it. Thank you, Miss Leanne. Always a pleasure to see you. Sean, always a pleasure. Vicky, always a pleasure. Everybody else that wasn't able to chat because they're not members. Not members. It's not just for members. It's only for people who are subscribed. Either way, I appreciate you all. And frankly, I don't give two craps that my views go down. I like this so much better. I can actually, I just feels better. I like it better than my phone. So it stays. I will see you all on the next one. See you later. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.